Hi everyone, I am here with Jason Lloyd of Soul Reflections Photography, and Jason and his studio were the creators of the awesome cover image that we have on our Heroes magazine, as well as some additional images that we may be able to share with you. And Jason has a cool perspective on this project because he is a former police officer, and we were really excited to get to work with him on this project, so we wanted to have him in to talk to you guys about his vision and how he came up with our great cover that you'll get to see when the project launches, which will be after you'll have already seen it by the time you're watching this. All right, Jason.
Basically, the cover image I wanted to portray the most extreme of each of these departments or entities that's involved, EMS, police, fire. Obviously, for the most part, you wouldn't have all that on one location at one time,
right?
So close. But I thought it did kind of lend it to the aspect of what these people actually deal with, and most people don't know the extreme of what they deal with a lot of times on a weekly basis. So I kind of want to just tie that in together.
Right, and we're not there. Like, we may read about things happening, but most of the time we're not there. We don't see it, and we don't feel the emotions or see the stuff that they see. So
absolutely,
yeah.
I think it kind of it tied together real well. And also, kind of a side note that we didn't plan, it was probably 120 degrees on the tarmac that day.
It was really
and these people, like the firemen, they were in full gear, and they do that on a daily basis, fighting fires. And I really have a mad respect for firefighters. I really do.
Yeah, it was. It was like 110 degrees for real, and all these people. When you see the cover, you'll see they look so cool. They look like superheroes. In fact, someone came in my office earlier today and looked at that photo and said, "Wow, it looks like the Avengers." And I was like, "Yes, that's what we were going for. We wanted to really make these guys look like what they are, which is heroes." So, but yeah, it was a tough shoot. But all these people that you'll see, they look like models, but they are real police officers, firefighters, EMS people. And this project has a special place in your heart because you used to be in law enforcement.
Yes, I worked up in law enforcement until 8 years ago. My daughter was born, and we decided to move on from there. I still know a lot of police officers and firefighters and EMS, and we still, like I said, still obviously have respect for them because it's almost like you never really leave the family, like you're still involved. And I know there's a lot of bad press on. They get a bad light a lot of times. Most of the time, what you hear is the negative. But these guys really do care, and they really do love their job, and they really do help people day in and day out. So I've seen it firsthand.
So tell us a little bit about your thought process on creating this image, the sort of like superhero thing, and how you got to that.
It was challenging. I know I wanted to tie everything in, not only the people. I could have very well just brought each individual person or couple or whatever it was into the studio and shot them and did the same thing, but I thought it would be more dramatic if we had the actual fire apparatus and police cars and the dog and the helicopter and everything. So obviously we can't do that in the studio, so we laid down on the tarmac and got burned. And
yeah, so Jason took one for the team because he actually
got burned.
Burn himself on the concrete because it was that hot. But
when you're in the moment, you don't know until you get up. You're like, "Oh man!" But yeah. But it was really cool. We basically just pieced it together. We didn't want everybody all at once at one time, so I would get my camera set up on the tripod, have my lights set up, and I would photograph its segments, and then Photoshop it all together later.
Yeah. And everybody was a trooper because they all had to hang around until it was their turn. So, and it was,
even our pedestrians that are civilians.
Yeah, we had volunteers, there are civilians, and you'll be able to see when you see the full image that, there are some victims in the scene. And the canine dog officer, he was there.
He had the best pose, I thought. He
was awesome, but he had a vest that was cooling him off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that little vest around him had cooling packs in it, so
that's pretty cool.
He was doing better than
we didn't have that.
The rest of us. But anything else you want to say about the image? I know there was a lot of artistry involved in giving that specific look to the people.
Yeah, there was, and we just took it and chopped it up and put it all back together, kind of like a puzzle, and then did our thing in the studio, post process, and think it came together real nice. So.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for working with us.
Absolutely.
We appreciated it, and we are really excited about this project. So, thanks for watching.